Hi, welcome to this prototype unboxing for Once Upon a Line, a brand new game coming from Pert and Fracas for the French market and Lucky Duck Games for the English market, a game for 1 to 5 players that plays around 120 to 180 minutes, ages 14 and up, and it's a game designed by William Oldbird and Dan Thuvenot. The game has a lot of new novelties and innovations. It will be soon hitting crowdfunding, so I'm going to add the link in the description of the video with the campaign page so that you can follow up and find out more. And we're going to follow up with another explanatory video on how to play the game and demonstrate how it actually works. Here it's going to be just unboxing and familiarizing ourselves with the components. Again, this is a prototype, this is under development. It looks really nice, but it's still a prototype. But I just want to share with you how the components look, because it's a very unique and very interesting game. It falls under the categories of adventure, book, card game, deduction, exploration, murder mystery and science fiction, and it uses among other mechanisms of co-op gameplay style, deduction, legacy game, narrative choice and paragraph, role-playing. It has solo rules and tile placement. Theme-wise, since the dawn of time, you, the Zephyrimes, take control of talented beings in order to stop tragedies and threaten and stop the threats to the balance of the universe. The butterfly's breath. On Earth, it is not on a not so distant future, a pandemic has decimated most of the human population, leaving room for insects to become gigantic. The survivors exploit the insects' prodigious abilities to construct a new world, but all that may soon crumble. Once Upon a Line is a narrative game played out in chapters, embody heroes and user actions to play on a board of scratch of ink, uncover hidden words and take the corresponding cards, and these will reveal the next part of the story as you go forward down the road, as well as new words to find out in order to accomplish your mission. Fully immerse yourself in a personalized adventure, elude traps, riddles, anagrams, palindromes, complete the quest before scratching off the last square on the line of tragedy, and follow through the adventure. So let's open the box and see what's inside. First of all, I have to admit, this is a really beautiful looking cover. It's full of promise of adventure and exploration and story, and I'm really looking forward to see more on this. This is how the back of the book of the box looks like. Again, it's a very unique and fresh take on the genre, on this type of games, but it brings so many cool features in it, like the scratch off system, which I haven't seen myself before, and I'm really looking forward and eager to show you how this works in practice. So let's open the box. Again, this is a prototype, so don't forget that this is a prototype. It's still under development. There is a nice thank you letter and an introduction card to get you into the world of Once Upon a Line. Then we have the rulebook. The rulebook, as you can see, it's a fully developed game. It has the objective, it has the contents displayed, 6 grids of destiny, the challenge gateway score card, the rulebook. You have a hero boards, the save box. You can save the game, by the way, anytime during you want, not necessarily at the end of a chapter, so this is really unique. You have various tiles like zone tiles to indicate which zone you're on, action tiles to facilitate what you're scratching off on the grid, and 250 story cards which will immerse you in the story and the narrative. Also a scratcher, a pencil and some lock tiles. Here's how you set up the game. I'm going to fully cover this on the separate video. And here we start explaining the basic concepts like the story words, the words of power, the symbols on the grid of destiny, the line of tragedy, which is actually like a timer for you to end the game, the hero boards and how these bring different cool aspects, action tiles. You start with the vanilla tiles, everybody has the same, and then by unlocking talent tiles from your hero, you get additional, and leveling up, you get additional tiles to give you more abilities and possibilities in the course of the game. How you scratch off words, and this is fully explained with an example. The heroes, how to use the hero and how to level up a hero, what I told you before. And then we have the story cards, the challenges, which you may find, and some notes on the different chapter notes and the end of the chapter and how you save the game. So this is a quick overview. So basically, you use a hero action tile from the ones available in his pool or her pool, and then you put it in one of those slots. You have four slots. Then, based on this and the rules of the game, you scratch off specific areas of the grid. You can cover cards, and these cards that they provide you different information about the story and different clues to look for. You read and discover other words to find out on the grid, and then you follow through. So let's see what else we find inside this prototype. So I'm going to put everything out so that we can see them together. And I'm going to start showing you the components. Okay, so first of all, we have 6 grids of destiny. These grids of destiny are here. And we have walking on eggshells, which is this one. As you can see, this is a fully scratch-off grid. You can scratch off areas, regions, so that you can cover words and story. This is a line of strategy. And then here in the back, you see the first one, the first, let's say, chapter, the information and the story, and some main quests for you to follow and things to keep written down, like the hero names, playing the game, the inventory, and the pellets, etc. Okay, so this is number 1. Then you have Be in Your Bonnet, which is number 2, with the respective story and info. We have a Fly on the Wall, which is the next one, and it has the information about the story here and the setting. And the last one is the Wing of Prayer, the 4th one, which is this one. We also have a 5th one, Opening Can of Worms, which is the 5th one here, and has the respective story. And we also have the prologue, which is the 6th one, actually it's the first one, A Tangled Web. So you start off from this one so that you can learn the game. There is also a tutorial actually for learning the game, which is much easier, so that you can familiarize yourself with everything. So this is the tutorial, so you play the tutorial first, and this is a prologue for the story to unravel. Now, what we also find in the game is the challenge gateway, which you also have challenges, and you can scratch off things, and you can have penalties if you fail to find the keyword, etc. This is it's going to make more sense once we explain how the game works. We have the card holder box, which is this one, which contains the card holder, which goes in there so that you can put your cards vertically. In this box. Okay, we have 3 hero boards, and this is unique in the game in the sense that no player controls a single hero. All heroes are played by each player, and you can continue playing the same hero each turn. You don't need to cycle through them. So this is their board. And speaking of board, we have here the save box and the cards of the game. Again, these are not all the cards, this is a prototype, so it has only specific information and materials. So you have again, this is a tangled web, and here are all the cards for the tangled web. I'm going to explain how these work, but just to show you briefly, you can have different cards and different story and different narrative, different things to uncover. So I'm just going through them quickly so that I can show you the type of cards, but I don't want to make any spoiler. I'm going to show more on the separate video. And again, you can have different heroes for each chapter, or you can have pre-constructed ones. So let me show you the first 2. So we have area here, which has a background and some skills. You see there's here skills that she can potentially unlock on their second card. And the other hero that you find is Sirvin with his background and the respective traits to be unlocked. Okay, so again, when you set up a hero, you're going to be placing those here. I'm going to fully cover this later, again, as I mentioned, in a separate video, but just to show you. Then we have the action tiles, and you have one of each of the numbers. So you have a 5er, a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1, which go over here. And you can also unlock more during the course of the game. Speaking of more, these are linked with the traits and the specific ones that you can unlock, because they are either special configurations or larger tiles. And these tiles essentially, which are always going to make sense when I explain the game later on, what they do is once you play, let's say, for example, on a specific grid of Destiny, then you're going to expand one or more of those. You're going to start, of course, from specific areas, and then you can use them on uncovered words, to scratch off on this direction or that direction to uncover more clues, for example, through the course of the game. I'm going to cover this later, so this video is just to show you the components for the moment, so I'm not focusing on additional things and aspects. And just want to show you as last, these are the lock tiles, because you can end up with having one of your slots, which is one of your potential 4 actions, locked. Once you fill all 4 slots, then you need to start scratching off in the line of strategy, tragedy, and then moving forward towards the end, which is like a timer, and each grid of Destiny has one. And this is the scratcher. It has a unique tool, so you scratch and uncover letters under these grids. I'm going to do this over the explanatory video, so I'm not covering it here. So the last thing I want to show you are the location tiles, because based on the color coding of the words, you can be a different location, on green location or a blue location, and each hero can be on another one. So you use this here, these tiles here, to indicate which location zone your hero is. And you can switch locations from one to another, meaning from different, you can work on different color-coded groups of words, which are on different location. But in order to do so, you scratch one box from your line of tragedy, which you don't actually want. So lots of cool ideas here in the game. Again, you can see things that they are scratchable, let's say, like challenges. Okay, I don't want to make any spoiler. Again, just to show you a bit of quickly through the glances what you can discover. You can discover things, and you progress the story, and you're trying to find out different types of words on your grid. So there you have it. These are the components for the prototype, again, which is just partial components of Once Upon a Line. We're going to come back with another detailed explanatory video on how the game works.